One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Today's episode of the Anxiety Guy podcast is brought to you by Natural Stacks, makers of serotonin brain food. When you have those moments during the day when your thinking is clear and your thoughts are positive, that's the feeling of serotonin. It's the sensation that everything is going to be okay. When serotonin is balanced, we feel happier and more positive. We are less likely to spiral into negative thought patterns or experience feelings of sadness. Serotonin brain food contains the natural precursors to support optimal serotonin function. Try serotonin brain food today and begin experiencing a positive mood and greater stress resilience. I've personally taken this product and can say that it really does what it says it does. Visit www.naturalstacks.com/anxiety guide to get 20% off your first order today. Hi everyone, welcome to the Anxiety Guy podcast, episode number 87. Today, we're talking about the two types of health anxiety sufferers there are in the world. You're going to find that you lean towards one or the other, and this episode is meant to open your eyes, to gain some flexibility in how you're thinking, to recognize some of the patterns that you're running, to create some self-awareness within you. That's what this episode is about. You might get a moment like, I never saw that before. I never realized that. And that, my friends, can change everything. The first type of health anxiety sufferer, there are plenty of them, and I am not making fun of these people at all. I am opening your eyes to a whole new world. That's what the Anxiety Guy is about. It's about showing you that you have options in a world that shows you you have so many limited options. I see a different world. So, the first type of health anxiety sufferer out of the two we're talking about today is reassurance seekers. These types of people search for band-aids because unconsciously or consciously, they are grasping at the idea that something external might take their health anxiety away. What a difficult and painful place to be, where you're searching for the next best technique that came out, or the next best fidget spinner, or next toy that will help you take your mind off of your health anxiety. My friends, these are band-aids. These are not solutions. These people fear the idea of commitment and personal change because their parents and authority figures never showed them how to deal with their fears, or that they even should. You know, a lot of times I say health anxiety is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to overcome. I mean that. Just because you don't have the skills doesn't mean you'll never have the skills. Just because you don't have the right mindset doesn't mean you can't start applying a new mindset. My friends, that old saying of you can't teach an old dog new tricks, throw that in the garbage. That is garbage, okay? Your brain is very neuroplastic. It is open to new suggestions. It is open to a new direction in life. So just because you feel that your parents brought you up a certain way and that you'll never get the skills or the mindset or get on the path to recovery, guess what? Throw those beliefs away and begin replacing those with different beliefs. Because if you look out in the world, there are tons and tons of painful stories relating to health anxiety, GAD, panic disorder, all that stuff. But there's also the opposite of that. There are a ton of success stories as well. But our minds, since our minds are mainly wired to worry about the next saber-toothed tiger that might be around the corner, which comes in the form of bills today, or someone who cut you off on the road, or your kids that are crying. Those are the saber-toothed tigers today, okay? So let's understand that just because you don't have the skills doesn't mean you can't get them. Okay? We just have to have a shift in our approach and gain some flexibility and some open-mindedness starting today. Now, these health anxiety sufferers also turn to 1 to 3 close people in their lives for reassurance over something they felt, something they read, or something that they heard. These types of people, when we're talking about reassurance seekers, attach a story to themselves, attach something that they read to themselves. They're constantly attaching things to their own lives and going, you know what? What if that applies to me? What if that could be me? What if I manifest that? All that sort of stuff. And again, this is your mind's way of protecting you. This is your protective side, okay? We take in all this information from the outside world and we create interpretations to that information based around a lot of things, based around our memories, based around our decisions, our history, our beliefs, our values, and most importantly, my friends, our self-image. If you see yourself as a suffering person, someone who's going through pain each and every day, someone who will never get to the other side, someone who's not good enough, someone who doesn't deserve anything, if you have that kind of self-image, you will distort and modify information that comes in to match that self-image. That's the truth. If you have a self-image that you can and that you're worth it and that you will, then guess what? You're going to begin distorting information, changing information, generalizing information, and deleting information that keeps you fueled in that same self-image and that same identity. So the way you see yourself, my friends, is crucial, But let's understand this recognition of this pattern. Reassurance seekers always have 1 to 3 comfort people in their lives, and they go to those people for reassurance. Are you sure I'm safe? Are you sure I'm healthy? Are you sure I can do this? That, my friends, needs to be replaced. The best thing that person can do, that reassurance person that you go to, can walk away. Especially if you're partaking in a CBT or NLP program such as the End the Anxiety program. When you gain these tools, you are gaining opportunities throughout the day to use those tools, my friends. Don't just read a book or don't just watch a video without understanding what you've gained from that and how you can apply that in the real world when there's an internal conflict, when your internal world says, hey, saber-toothed tiger right around the corner, perfect. That's a great opportunity to begin using your skills. And that reassurance person, if that person walks away for 10 minutes, you get the message and you say, oh, I can't get angry here. What that person's trying to do is tell me that I need to apply these things that I'm learning. What's the point of learning something if you never bloody apply it? It's just stored there, waiting to come out, and you're just doing the wrong thing over and over and over again, creating band-aids, running around your problem, running around the elephant in the room constantly, but never really pushing that elephant out of your space. The other thing these health anxiety sufferers do, these reassurance seekers, is that they constantly get caught up in the memory of what happened the last time an internal crisis occurred. They believe their unconscious programming and continue to think, say, and act the same way every single time they are challenged. Now, this is interesting because, again, we're talking about pattern recognition. We're talking about being an observer. Nothing changes until you begin recognizing the patterns that are not working. Because commitment isn't something that these people are used to. It's unknown. In their eyes, it will take a long time. And it's too painful. The path is too painful. Long-term change is too painful. It's like climbing Mount Everest, a climb that may lead to failure anyway, so why even bother? This is the illusion that these people live with because they hope and try things without ever truly believing in the process, owning it fully, and having a mental expectancy that what I'm doing will work for me. And the approach that if I'm relentless in my approach and application, I will get the result. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but eventually I will get the result. That's the mindset that we're missing. That's the mindset that reassurance seekers are missing. Just because you made a couple of friends on those crappy anxiety forums on Facebook doesn't mean you should attach yourself to that forum because it's creating circles. You're circling around the problem. You know, the funny thing was I went on one of those forums and I created some real value. I posted a video there and a couple of people said, "What is this guy doing here? Who invited him here?" As if I was like an enemy, as if I was evil. The video was based around some kind of skill sets that are going to help these anxiety sufferers, and they wanted to have nothing to do with it. They were comfortable with where they were, good with where they were, they made their friends, and they attached themselves to that group and said, you know what, anybody that goes against this is not allowed here, even if it creates positive change. Self-image. They see themselves a certain way, they attach themselves to a certain community, and now they are part of the herd. Anything that goes against this, they will go against. As long as we recognize this, these types of mindsets, we can change it, my friends. Now let's talk about the second group of people, the what I call outcome-based thinkers. Now, these outcome-based thinkers have suffered enough. And now they understand that living the warrior lifestyle that I talk about is possible. But open-mindedness is crucial. They get it. Open-mindedness is crucial. When someone says something or does something, they understand that they can accept and reject that information based around the self-image that they are trying to create within them, based around the new belief patterns, the new values that they hold. This is important because nobody changes until they've suffered enough, and these people have suffered enough. They begin to develop a hyper-focus on what I called pattern recognition, patterns that cause them to continue to suffer. And they understand that although foreign and slightly uncomfortable, new patterns must begin to form. Notice that word, must. Must. I didn't say should. I didn't say hope. I didn't say try. I said must. When it becomes a must for you, you will find answers, my friends. Remember that time where you didn't really believe in doing something, but you knew it was a must for you, and you created solutions on the way to engaging and overcoming that challenge? Remember that time? Yeah, you were a warrior there. You didn't believe in yourself, but you found the way. You created a way, and you came through that. That's what I'm talking about here. The other thing is outcome-based thinkers think long-term change over short-term band-aids. Ooh, that's powerful. Outcome-based thinkers think long-term change over short-term band-aids. No more band-aids. From now on, we're talking about long-term change. We're talking about 3 months. We're talking about, here's what I need to do now, and yes, it's temporary, painful. Yes, it's unfamiliar, and all that sort of stuff. But here's the result that I'm shooting for. Here's what's going to happen in time. Outcome-based thinkers are observers of their emotional reactions to certain uncomfortable events, and they are problem solvers, whether that's an internal problem or an external problem. Now, they apply STIR, or a similar method to problem solving. STIR is the acronym, the problem-solving model that you need to take and apply beginning today. S is select a problem. T is tap into a solution. I is implement the solution. R is review the outcome. STIR is your method. Now, you're going to have to gain some skill sets in order for you to tap into a solution and implement the solution. This is important. skill sets related around thought restructuring, related around imagination, related around your body and how your body and changing your physiology, related around the words that you express to people. These are things that you can gain. Now, finally, the main part to these types of people, these outcome-based thinkers, is they stay the course. They don't go in a different direction because they know where that's going to lead them. They know that if they stay the course, although slightly painful for the time being, although they have a deep understanding that they have to put in 10 times the effort and get 1% forward, they understand that. They understand that week by week, they gain more understanding, they gain more clarity, and they get better at their skill sets. Therefore, creating new neural pathways in their brain. And that means creating new behaviors. That means creating new emotions, new feelings. They understand this and they stay the course, my friends. Live the warrior lifestyle. Become an outcome-based thinker. I love you guys so much. You are more than anxiety. See you soon.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.